Hi everyone, it's Grace, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I manage to balance my academic work alongside training at a high level for athletics. For you guys who don't know, I am an international sprint hurdler. I train up to 6 days a week here in Cardiff, as well as travelling around the country to compete in competitions including BUCS Nationals. I've always been very busy growing up, even before university, trying to balance school or my university work, training so many times a week, as well as maybe even a part-time job, socialising and everything else kind of in between all of that. So I want to give you some top tips about how I manage my time and make this all work. My first tip is know your priorities and then rank them. If you know you have a big university deadline coming up, or say like a big competition for me with my athletics, then I make sure that the week leading up to that I am able to go to my lectures, do my coursework, attend training and really plan out my week. It's so important to make sure you take time to work out what's important to you and when, because if you start throwing in loads of random plans, kind of with no structure, you're then going to miss out that important time to be able to train or manage your studying to make sure everything fits. When I compete on the weekends, when I go away, it's really important that leading up to these moments, I plan in, my weekly food shop at the right time. Maybe even meal prep can be really helpful, and just ensuring that I am on top of my academic work, because that's really important too. My second tip is to plan. Planning is key to success. So I always make mind maps, I write lists, to-do lists for the day, for the week. It's going to really help you manage kind of what you need to get through in your head, kind of what's ready for the week. And by writing it down on a piece of paper or on your laptop, iPads, phones, etc., you can really then break it down to what you need to do by when. For instance, writing out, say, on your calendar, your training times, your lecture times. If you've got meetings in university for group work, or say your personal tutor, having it all written out and then you can see what's going to happen every day is so helpful. I can honestly say this, for me, is the most important tip. I think being able to write down what you need to do, see it visually, and then organise your calendar so then you're on top of things, especially around training, trying to fit in uni, maybe some social opportunities with friends so you can socialise, have a bit of chill time. Planning and making mind maps and lists is, for me, my number one tip. My third tip is having good time management. It can be hard, but for me, you need to be strict with yourself. If you have 2 hours to do that work, you then use those 2 hours really effectively and do that work. Be strict with yourself. It's hard, but it's worth it. Especially in this day and age, I think not going on your phone, having like a phone-free time, do not disturb, is really important. So then you can really stay on top of it with your work. And then for me with training, I know that I need to kind of go to training, get session done, not spend too much time talking or just being in the environment. If I've got a 2.5 hour window before my lecture, I know to come in, warm up, do my session, recover, and then make sure I'm back in time for my lectures. I mentioned this before, but I also find meal prepping really helpful around late training, even early training in university. I'll often spend, say, like an evening or an afternoon batch cooking 1 or 2 different meals, then I can have throughout the week, which are really easy to reheat, which saves so much time in the week when I'm really busy juggling training and then my academic studying. And it's been a huge help. There's loads of different ideas and tips online for different types of meal prepping based on your dietary requirements, and it has been really helpful to me so I can have really nutritious meals whilst trying to balance the busyness of my life around studying and sport. My fourth and final tip is to make sure you have time to recharge and reset. As student athletes, we are very busy, but it is so important to have that time to really switch off the brain and relax. And sometimes even like putting this into your schedule or your timetable, knowing that, okay, I've got a 2-hour slot this evening where I'm not training, I've done my university work, and I can just switch off, watch some TV, read a book, socialise with friends. But it's so important to have that downtime, as without the downtime you then can't be full on and train and study to the level that you want to study at. As a student athlete, it's also just being aware that days are busy. I think we need to give ourselves more credit for what we try and balance, especially different academic demands of our degrees, training, competing. So give yourself some credit, pat on the back for everyone out there who's doing it. It is hard, but it is worth it, as we're able to continue doing 2 things that we love. So I've been successful here in Cardiff to be on the High Performance Programme, which is a programme for high performing student athletes here at Cardiff University. It exists to help students excel in both their academic and sporting life. To be eligible for the programme, you need to be competing at a junior international level or above, and they often look for Olympic, Commonwealth and BUCS sports primarily, but they are open the case to other sports on a case-by-case basis. The programme has been super helpful for me here at Cardiff, having the point of contact with the high performance programme director around my competing and studying, helping to kind of balance this as well as offer student services such as physiotherapy support, nutrition support, psychology, access the kit as well as the university gyms for training, which has been so helpful for myself during my time here at Cardiff. Information on the high performance programme can be found on the Cardiff University website, and applications normally open and close in the first month or so of the academic year. So to recap, my 4 tips for managing academic work alongside being a high performance student athlete here at Cardiff University. Know your priorities and rank them. Plan. Have good time management and make sure you have time to relax and recharge.